Hello, everybody. I am talking to Alex tonight. I've been waiting for this conversation because we need to talk about the Gen Z players, and I finally have a Gen Zer to talk with me about it. But before
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, am I a player who talks a lot? I'm trying to think.
No, you're not as bad as the players in this.
Okay.
Once
Well,
in a
I mean,
while.
actually, our format is like what 10 minutes long
Yeah,
each
I know. You don't
conversation,
really have
so
a
you never
chance.
know. But I don't think I talk that much, but we'll see.
Before we get to these people, though, do you have any thoughts on Kirsten's elimination or the Luke expulsion?
Is that where we left off? Where did we leave off?
Yeah, we were long before the last eviction.
Okay. Well, I mean, Luke, I'm very surprised that CBS was so fast with it. Like, honestly, faster than I even thought they could be, which is great. Sets a precedent. I hope that all the racists are mad, but like, I also hope that this continues. I was not expecting Kirsten to go home though, because Taylor last season didn't go home from a Paloma, exit. So
Yeah.
very confusing, but I mean, realistically, Kirsten and Luke did not offer too much dynamics in the house, and so I'm not like the most upset about it. But
Yeah, both of those players did not fit in for whatever reason, I guess.
for some reason, yeah.
Well, let's get to the players remaining, and we're going to start with a Gen Z, or probably the worst of the talkers of Gen Z. That's Riley, who is now on the block, the last HOH, told everybody everything, and now ends up on the block.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because her ability to create like or have loyal allies is pretty good. Like despite all this stuff and the whole alliance being blown apart, like the other Gen Zers are pretty good with Riley over Cameron at least. And so she has what it takes to like connect with certain people. If she just quiet herself and not expose all the plans that she has, she would have done really, really well. And I mean, she could still survive, but yeah.
So, like, what do you think it is about the Gen Z players? Do you relate to them? Do you know other Gen Zers that just can't stop talking?
I will say, like, I think it's a mixture of Gen Zers, but also a lot of them are more gamey this season. Like the cast is definitely more gamey than previous seasons. And the combination of a Gen Zer plus other people who just game a lot, it just makes it into like a terribly hard like game to crack because like everyone's talking about everything. And it's not just Riley. She is the worst one, but she's not the only one. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I guess Gen Zers talk like, I would say that Gen Zers talk less in real life.
Really?
In real life, like in
I'm trying
social
to.
interactions, they're on their phones.
I guess
So
that's true.
I think the reason why Gen Zers are so much more talkative in this house is because there is no phone. Like we're way more talkative online, tweeting nonstop, but like because it's taken away, then all of that tweeting, all of that posting, all of that thoughts is now in public in like a social standing. But like if you're in real life, I think Gen Zers talk way less.
But like, what is it about the Gen Zers? Because I do think they all have this in common, where they also just they can't hold in secrets. They want everybody to know their business.
There is something in the air. First of all, everyone's getting sick, but also everyone's very direct with like who are you working with? And then like they just all have like mannerisms that kind of define this season. But for some reason, the Gen Zers are just every single thing is being leaked. Like even Riley being on the block, Cirie wanting to save her, that news travels so quickly. You
It
don't
did.
like. I mean, it's not. I understood why she did it to like get more support, but like, don't spread it everywhere. And also, the other Gen Zers are also spreading that everywhere. So that's why Cirie already knows. But it's just like it is really hard to play in that house. I think honestly for
Yeah, but I
anyone.
mean, I feel like they're making it harder for themselves, though.
They are. They are. Absolutely.
So today, like, apparently we don't get to see it because it's not on feeds, but Hassam gave the veto speech that was supposedly hurt Riley's feelings. I'm feeling like it probably was not even bad at all. But I mean, I guess she could use it as a way to feel sorry for her. But she's been crying so much. Do her tears even mean anything at this point?
She's so funny because she's like, I'm not even a crier. Like, yes, you have to be. Like, this has to be a lie. Um, I have a feeling that Hassam did say something pretty bad, or like was pretty harsh about it, because he's apologizing to everyone. It's not just to Riley. Like everyone's offended, or he thinks everyone's offended. So
I just feel like he was probably just overly blunt about it.
he's probably just like a past season, like that kind of behavior and attitude, and now it's just like a problem, right? Whereas
Well, it's probably a scowl that's constant on his face, maybe.
That's probably when I watched you. I heard you talk about that, and I was dying because I never even thought about it that way. But yes, he does have a scowl.
Do you have any other thoughts on Riley?
Honestly, like the first HOH, because the nominations wasn't a thing, she's taking people off. She has such an easy formula to like set herself up. She screwed that over. Fine. The worst case scenario happened. Hassam wins, and she's on the block. But people want Cameron gone. That should have been great for her. But yet she is spreading to everyone who is going to vote with her. Like, she has been downright, like, hurting her chances every step of the way. So I can't, even if she survives this, I cannot call her a good player. She has not been able to ever recover. The only saving grace about her game right now is that she has people who would die for her. Jag, Matt, even Blue. Like, and it's very even Corey likes her. Like, I don't know, it's just very interesting. But that's it. That is it. She's a terrible player.
If Riley goes, if Riley goes, then she's really a terrible player because I know production doesn't want her to go. She's like the only person left that will get a showman. So
no, Blue and Jared. I don't know why they're not doing that.
Well, we'll get to that.
But yeah, Riley sucks.
All right. Well, Cameron is also on the block. He's just a pretty dumb player overall. But like Harry Potter seems to be saving him with Hassam. Where's Meg when we need her to talk about Harry Potter?
I know. He's a Hufflepuff. Where's Meg at?
I don't know. I have no idea what that means, to be honest. I've never seen Harry Potter, as we've discussed before. But why is he so trusting because Cameron's a Hufflepuff?
Hassam has gotten this wrong. Cameron is not a Hufflepuff. Well, maybe he is, but he's a very creepy one. Hufflepuffs are supposed to be very loyal, very like by the book, like very sweet and kind, and he's really not that. Honestly,
yeah, he was not loyal at all. He turned on an alliance.
Yeah, I would say he's more Slytherin. Anyway, outside the Harry Potter stuff, I think Hassam doesn't necessarily trust him, but can recognize that Cameron is like no one wants him, and I think that is good for someone that's HOH to like scoop them up and be like have him be loyal. And I think Cameron can be loyal, but he doesn't know how to play that strategically. Like he doesn't want Riley gone. Like prior to this week,
he also does not want to be loyal to Hassam. He wants Hassam out.
Yeah. So I mean, Hassam just got it wrong completely. But like Cameron, I'm not mad that he's staying. Like I hate him. Like Izzy says, I hate him. Izzy's like, okay. Anyway, but like Cameron is better for most of these people's games. Because Riley is way more integral to that other side. Cameron is just, at the moment, a wild card. He can be an easy pick. But that's also dangerous if he knows that he's an easy pick right now, which he doesn't. So I think what he's doing is ironically good, but he doesn't know that he's playing kind of well for someone who's on the block.
He doesn't know. He
has no idea. He thinks he's great in a different way. So yeah.
He does have an ego, but he's wrong about most of the time.
But the Lulu sometimes is a Salulu. I saw that on Twitter. So,
well, we will talk about Hassam next. I've said a lot about him, but what are your thoughts on Hassam?
I'm so intrigued why you hate him so much. Like, I don't hate him. I think he's comedy gold right now. I think that I am enjoying this week because of him. It would have been so boring. Except for like an Izzy and Jared HOH, but like Hassam was a great third pick for an HOH for me. He's not a great player at all, but I enjoy watching it. Like I enjoy watching him completely be exactly the cocky HOH that Riley was.
Yeah.
Make similar mistakes.
Exact similar mistakes,
basically. And like, it's funny because he's telling Riley how much he's learning from her, and he's not learning from her at all. Like, he's the dictator right now. And I'm I'm baffled by some of these people. I feel like he's a smarter guy in real life, but in this game, he is super delusional. And I just love seeing that happen. Because first week, I didn't really see him that delusional. He knew how to play a little bit under the radar, but like also like just getting ready to play. But this week was just insanely flipped on his head. And he is at worse than Cameron in delusional like territory. And it's really interesting because I feel like, you know, he's probably a richer guy in real life with like a good career. And it's just so fascinating to watch someone be this crazy in the game.
There's something about power, I guess, that just gives somebody an ego. And egos always run high in these games, but because it is his ego that is.
It is his ego. Right, I mean, it's his ego to like he thinks that he can just persuade anyone to do anything, which he is doing that because he is HOH. Like that's the only reason. You have to be aware that once you're out of power, that isn't going to work. You have to talk to people in a more respectful and collaborative way. And as many times as he says, a collective group, like, you know, whatever, it's not that at all. So
the biggest reason I hate him is because I hate players who are always like, we have to be so nice or whatever. We have to be, I forget the word he uses right now off the top of my head, but I don't like it. But then he's so fake. He's not that at all. He's an asshole, kind of. It's like today I would have actually gained some respect for him if he would have done that speech, pissed people off, made Riley cry, but then he goes and starts apologizing for it. Like if you're gonna be a dick, embrace it, but they never do.
I think he should embrace the dick that he is, because the facade of being such a kind person and fair and loyal and trustworthy person and straight up, right? He's just an asshole. And like I hate people who are like that, where they think they have all these high moral values and like
morality.
It's moral, and it's like the hero season of Survivor, like hero versus villain, the heroes tribe. I hate people like that because we are all human. There is no greater than thou, like all this stuff. Like he is not that much kinder than anyone else. He's basically one of the meanest people there.
And it's a game, so.
And it's a game. And he's always like saying, like, I'm not going to backdoor. He's about to get backdoored. And he's going to be so pissed off. And I kind of want to see him. I kind of want to see him in jury. First jury member or on a double or something. I really want to see it.
I just can't wait till he's backdoored. I hope he is eventually.
He's going. I mean, it's going to happen. He keeps winning.
Guess they're not being a veto first, though, I suppose.
Yeah.
Next, we'll touch upon Jag, who I feel like there's still some potential there. He is fortunately, I don't know why he was so gung-ho about Riley in the first place, honestly. That was the reason his game started so hard.
Jag, I think, has he's a player who's smart enough. He has a potential, but he has a lot of blind spots. And he lets those blind spots kind of take over. Yeah. And like Riley is a big blind spot. And like him being so tied to the Gen Zers is a huge blind spot because he is the ringleader. And people notice it. And I just think that Jag has a skill set to really do well in this game. Honestly, taking out Riley is the best case for him because it then frees him up a little bit. Like he might be a target still, but if Riley stayed over Cameron, Riley and Jag are up again. And if Riley goes now it's Hassam. Now it's, it's other people, and it's not just Jag and his crew. Jag has blue still, but like without Riley, there's no really Matt too much and all of that, and Corey and all that. So Jag benefits from losing Riley. And he's a type of player who can recognize these things, but right now he wants Riley to stay, which is absolutely the wrong move right now. So
this was actually the question I was going to ask you, if he's better off with or without Riley this week. But I knew your answer because I know how you like to play this game. You're fine losing your allies. You'll be just fine losing your allies.
Well, listen, there's players who need their allies 100%, but Jag isn't that type of player. Jag can connect to people.
I agree. He is a great social player. I just don't know.
He was great in the beginning. I don't think so. I mean, he was great in the beginning, but then once he got tied to Riley, it's just been so dead. And I agree. Like that is my game. but I do think that there's players who work better when allies are taken out sometimes. It's a harder game to play, but it's more fun.
But I do agree that it would, I guess, lessen his threat level possibly if Riley goes.
He becomes more of a free agent. And right now in this early game, if you're looked at as a threat, you want to get rid of that threat level. And the only way to do that is to not win, but also have some allies naturally leave. I mean,
yeah. Clearly he doesn't recognize it though, because he's the hardest one going to save Riley.
Blue recognizes it, kind of.
Blue is next. She's a struggle for me, but
she's also a struggle for me. I really, really wanted her to do well. Her and Jag are like depressing me watching this because I really wanted them to like make it to the end and be like masterminds, and they're not. Blue, so Jag has a strategic potential. Blue has the social potential, and she's not really capitalizing off of that either. It's really sad. It's really sad to watch these people because I feel
like Blue, like she made a few friends, but she doesn't know how to go beyond that.
No, she doesn't. No, she really doesn't. And like, I don't really necessarily see her do well in this. Like, where Jag can actually recover potentially, Blue, I find it a little hard to believe that she could recover. One saving grace is though, this is now heading into the Jared and Blue thing. They're not good for each other. Like they've constantly talked on the feeds about like what they're into, what they prefer. They're always not on the same page about that, but they continuously talk about it. So
it's never going to happen. I don't think it's
not going to happen
into each other. Well, Jared might be into her, but I don't know if she's into him.
Jared's into Blue. I can tell. Blue is smartly using that to her advantage, in my opinion. That's the only thing I would say about Blue is that she is flirting the right amount with Jared, where it's like push and pull kind of thing, and like it leaves him wanting more. And I think that is her best game right now because little does she know, Jared has Cirie and Cirie has Izzy, and the three of them, if Jared does not want Blue gone, Jared will keep Blue for a while. But I don't think Blue recognizes that fully. But I do think she is doing well with that connection. Yeah, but other than that, like Blue needs a lot of help.
Yeah, my biggest problem with her is, at first I was like, maybe she could just slip through the cracks and still get far in the game. But like, I feel like her social game is not only stunted right now, and yet she's still a big target.
I do need a Jag/Blue win next season or next HOH just to like change things up because I really think they're next.
It could be.
It's very much so. Like if Hassam wins the veto, then one of them is going home next week. So I don't know.
Next, continuing with this alliance that's been falling apart is Matt.
I love Matt. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. He's, I think, doing really well actually. At least out of the Gen Zers, he's probably top 3, top 4, top 3, which is not saying too much. But like, I think Matt is like he knows what to say. He knows how to utilize what he can do and can't do. And he is loyal, but he's not being clocked as a threat for being loyal. Well, like, you know how Jag and Blue are being, threats because they are loyal to Riley. Matt is in that same conversation, but they're not as mad about it. Like, I feel like they understand because he's saying that Riley was the first person to really help him in this game. Yeah. That is a great, whether it's true or not, I think it's true, but like whether it's true or not, like that's a great thing to say. And that is going to lessen the blow of like, I'm loyal to this person, And I think that I'm not saying he's using that like strategy, but like that is going to help him in this game is to like continuously be vulnerable. Like a lot of people misunderstand Big Brother in a way that it's like always like strategy and like you got to cut your biggest allies to have that resume or whatever. But it really is about connection, and like vulnerability goes a long way, whether you're connected or not, right? So I don't know. I think Matt's doing a good job.
I think if he continues to be underestimated, that's the best thing that can happen for him.
Yes, absolutely.
I do wish he would be a little more aggressive socially, honestly, because
yes,
he can have his own one-on-one conversations. I know he struggles in group settings, but I don't feel like he ever tries to pull people aside himself, like on a game level.
I will say right now that's okay. If he doesn't do that in like one more round,
Yeah.
a week, it really is a week. It's the first 3 weeks that like really sets the tone. Like things happen crazily, but then it really just kind of goes down into a point where like you can go comfortably to this person to talk game. And if he doesn't have that like bridge open to people, no one's going to be able to talk game with him. They have no idea what he's going to do with that information. So he needs to start doing that. And I think he's slowly inching with that. Like he's doing it with the people who are going down. Like he's talking game with Riley and whatnot, but like it's and Hassam a little bit too, but he's not really doing it with the right people. So
yeah, I hope he expands sooner rather than later.
I agree.
Next up, Cirie, who is, what do you think about her conundrum yesterday?
What was yesterday's conundrum?
Should she? Well, at first she was thinking about possibly saving Riley, and then Riley, of course, went around. Her name got out to people that Cirie might be a vote for her, so that wasn't working. But do you think Riley is best for her game staying, or is Cameron staying?
Riley is 100% best for her game. Not many people's, but hers, yes. Mm-hmm. Like her allies, no. Like she's not good for Izzy's game. She's not really great for Felicia's game, or kind of Felicia, but like anyone else in the professors, no. But for her specifically, Riley trusts her so much. Well, I don't know why, but Riley really trusts her. Cameron does not. And Cirie, this is a really interesting. I love watching Cirie. I feel like it's just a Cirie show, which is fine for me. But her dilemma is, do I do what's best for my game individually or my whole group? The whole group, Cameron should stay. But for her, Riley should stay. And I think that will also continue the Hassam versus Riley and that side versus this side. And Cirie will not be going home. If Riley goes, Cameron could be a pawn, but is not going to be much of a target. Maybe he is, but it's a lot more muddled, I think, the actual, like, where everyone stands. Yeah. And I think she needs that chaos. So I do think she should vote for Riley to stay. But I don't know.
How do you think she should go about that? Like, do you really just blindside Hassam?
So right now, is all the Gen Zers even voting to keep her?
See, that's the thing, because like I think Matt, Jag, Blue would.
Yes. If America and Corey do it, that's only 5 votes.
Yeah. I mean, the rumor is that somebody's not going to be able to vote this round because of the whole twist thing. So you would just need 6, but I don't know who that would be.
It would be Cirie. It would be Cirie. Oh, wait, what?
Because that's with Cirie would be 5, I think.
America, right? No, America, Jag, Blue.
Oh, Corey, yeah.
Corey and America. If they decide to keep Riley, which the 5 of them should, because Riley needs to be that shield for these other people and the Gen Zers. Then Cirie should be that 6th vote. And if Bowie Jane, whatever her name is, Bowie, I still know her at all. If she picks someone from her side to go into the nether region, whatever, then Cirie should do it. And I think she should, but right now she should convince everyone that she's not doing that because it's already out there, and then do it, but it's super risky.
Yeah, it is a very risky thing. It's like I was trying to weigh risk and reward with a lot of Cirie scenarios. She's also talked about Bowie that maybe she wants to be the one to not vote, which is, I think, fine for her too.
That is fine for her. But like, well, not really. But I think ultimately she really should have doubled down to Riley saying, like, don't tell anyone yet. Like,
well, the problem was Riley already did.
I know. But like before, like that first conversation, she should have been like, please don't. I don't know if she probably did do that, but she's like, she should have been like, please do not say a single
thing. But I think Riley already did before that conversation.
Oh, I didn't watch too much of that. I just saw the updates. That sucks because I don't know. Like Cirie should have kept her mouth shut, or she should have taped Riley's mouth shut and just be like, I'm doing it. Just shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah.
And like, that would have been really good for her game. But right now, I actually think that because everyone knows about it, if she does do it, it's super bad. So she now needs, instead of like the whole 6-5 thing, whatever, she also needs Izzy, Felicia. She needs Nicole. I don't know who else would do this with her. Not many, I feel. But they need to keep Riley to go after Hassam, blah, 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 blah. But she should not be the sole vote that flips now.
No.
That should not be her case now. It should have been before when Riley didn't tell everybody, but that's already... See, Riley is shooting down her game every step of the way. She's never been able to help her game, except for this veto thing, but that wasn't her. That was Hassam. So
we'll move on to Jared, who, I mean, as much as he can get on my nerves sometimes, I honestly feel like he is currently the best spot to get to the end. Yeah. Maybe not win, but to get to the end.
My thing about Jared is he's not a great player in my eyes, but he's the best player currently. Like he's positioned himself the best currently, and that's partially because of Cirie, and it's partially because he does have that double-sided information from both ends, and he is doing a good job tricking the Gen Zers. Yeah. But I do think like that skill set alone isn't great. Like if he was on a different season, it wouldn't be great. Like he's just too out
it's
there.
good because Cirie's there. That's the main.
It's good, and it's good that the Gen Zers just do not clock that he's, But it's like, I'm conflicted on saying like he's a good player, but he is currently in the best position. So I guess he is, but like only in this cast for now.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. I do feel like he's in the best position, although it's very early. But still, being in the best position right now is
super good.
Yeah.
It's
without Cirie, he would not be in the best position because he wouldn't have the double information.
And they wouldn't trust him. I mean, they trust him a little bit, but I feel like it would be hard for him to play that double agent role without like anyone really vouching for him subtly, like someone like Cirie, someone like Izzy, So I would say he's playing the best now, technically.
Despite talking too much like the other Gen Z.
He does. He talks way too much. Yeah, he gets super emotional, in my opinion. Like him and Izzy are in different spectrums for me. But anyway.
He says he's not emotional. He says
he's lying. He's bothered by Izzy. He's emotional. That's emotion.
Izzy, I might be bothered by Izzy too.
Right, but then would you call yourself emotional?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Any other thoughts on Jared?
I would like to see Jared go, just so I can see what Cirie does. Because like right now she's playing for Jared. I mean, she's playing for herself really well, but she's also playing for Jared. And when push comes to shove, she will save Jared over herself. She's said it multiple times. So I want Jared gone, pre-Jerry, and see how she does. Because she can still do well. She's such a good player.
I don't think he's going pre-Jerry though.
No, he's not. At this rate, no, he's not.
How about Izzy, who's fun to watch, but I don't know how long she's gonna last. She might be pre-Jerry, honestly.
I don't think so. You think so?
Here's my only thing. Well, here's the other conundrum for that side, which they're talking about maybe targeting Hassam next week if that needs to happen because he's putting this big target on his back.
Yeah.
But for Izzy, that is the worst case scenario because he is the shield for Izzy.
And he does trust Izzy. So, like, Izzy needs to shut up about that.
I don't know if she recognizes that, though.
It's funny because I do think she's a good player. At certain points, I really think that she's a good player and she's able to have these meltdowns without people being like, she's so fucking annoying, take her out. Like, her allies, all of them do love her. Despite her constantly having issues with everyone. They love her, and she is a good player. But I do think she is very visible right now. And for the other side, like she is a good person to put up. But I like her gameplay. I actually like. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I actually like her gameplay more than her personality.
I mean, I don't know if I like her personality a little more than her gameplay.
I just think she's real. I mean, she's familiar to me because she is from New York and like that is my area. And like the way she talks just cracked me the fuck up. Like she's so funny. I love it. And I think it makes the season great, which is not even on the show too much. Unfortunately, the edited
Which is
episodes,
stupid,
I'm
of
so
course.
confused by that.
The
But
episodes never make sense to me.
no, but she's great.
Where do you stand on the whole should that side go for Hassam next week? I
Which
don't think
which
they should have
side? Which
Cameron
side?
Stays.
The
The
professors?
Cirie, the professor, should they be going after Hassam?
Absolutely not. What do you mean? Anyone who thinks
I
that
mean,
they
I
should
think
take out Hassam is a bad idea.
I don't know if I agree completely. I mean, I agree if Cameron stays, then no, you do not take out Hassam before you take out Cameron. But if Riley stays, there's a case to be made
I
that you
don't
have
think
another shield.
so. I don't think
there
so.
is.
I think that the professor should always let Hassam be that target, but they themselves should not be putting him up.
No, I don't think they should. Put
Okay. I was gonna say, like, fine.
I'm saying if
yeah.
they like have to go the back door, then
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I don't think it's the smartest idea for any of the professors to personally backdoor him. In any case, because it's great to have a number and it's great to have a shield. But if anyone else did it, yeah, sure, like vote him out. Like, why? That's not going to be the worst thing in the world for them. But it shouldn't be your first plan. To me, it shouldn't be your plan A. Which a lot of people, even Cirie, which is very surprising to me, like wanting Hassam gone. Like, girl, you need to have these shields in front of you.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if I agree completely with Cirie
Interesting.
needing all these shields.
I mean, she's actually
she's on so many people's like, oh, Red loves Cirie. Everybody fucking loves Cirie.
I do think she's doing a great job, despite being the 4-time legend that she is. I guess 5-time the traitors. Like, she is doing such a great job with the threat level. But like, there will come a point in time where people are like, well, listen, like, Cirie is gonna win this game, like, possibly, right? Take her out now. If Hassam's still there, that's the first person before her, and I think that's still a good idea for Cirie. And I think she needs that maximum chaos to continue to go further. I mean, she can do anything, but like, I think that's the smartest and fastest way for her to get to the end, is to have these people go after each other. There's no one gonna ever stop and think about Cirie if there's still a Hassam in the game, to me.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if it got down to like final 6, I think Cirie's going to be a target regardless.
Even with Hassam in the game, who wins so many vetoes?
If he's still winning a bunch of vetoes, then maybe not.
Exactly.
But if he calms that down, then I think so.
You think he's gonna calm that shit down? I don't think so. If he's gonna go this ham, the first 3, like, no, it's not happening. No.
I guess for me, I don't know if I am bored with the typical Big Brother gameplay, so I just want there to be like more blindsides. But I still feel like for Cirie, if she were to save Riley this week, and if Hassam were to go next week, I honestly don't think she's in a bad spot at all.
No. I mean, because
then Riley's just a shield.
There are circumstances where Cirie doesn't need Hassam for sure, but I just don't think that her plan to like get rid of Hassam right away right now, it's not the best idea for me. Like, yes, like I don't think Hassam is too integral to her game, but like keeping him around right now is better than not. So that's what I think.
Anyway, though, to circle back to Izzy, yeah, Hassam going anytime soon.
Bad for Izzy too. Yeah. Yeah.
Very How true. About Corey? He continues to grow on me.
He's doing really well, actually. I will say, he is growing on me as well. He's really funny, actually, but he's in a weird spot with America where they're super expendable. But at the same time, if they're able to avoid the block each time, then they have the best shot to win. Because I think Corey has a great game sense and pretty good pretty good social relationships right now, even though in the beginning he was just like sporadic with it and like not the greatest at it. But he's connecting better now. And I think if he avoids the block, then he's going to be, because he's such a good pawn person to put up, in my opinion. If it wasn't for Hassam, I think he would have been up. Maybe not, actually. He was in the middle. So I don't know. Like, eventually he will be a pawn. But if he can avoid that as much as he can, he's good.
Yeah, I think Corey, if Riley goes this week, I think Corey's in a great spot. Because honestly, even right now, there's not really a split house. Because, yeah, you could say that Jared's in the middle, but it's like 4 people on that side. So I feel like Corey there's enough people right now anyway that I think people want out before him. Even if he is a pawn, I don't think he goes home.
I will say the worst thing he did was week 1 where he really displayed how much of a game person he is. So that's going to be like first impressions do last, and I think regardless of how much you connect to people, people will eventually be like, Corey's a smart guy, he needs to go. So I think he definitely should have downplayed that, like almost as much as Luke did that first week. But like that's the only thing I would say is stopping him is that first week is kind of hurting him because he's doing really well now, but it's like people will still want you gone. So he needs to find that core group. I don't know if Riley going helps him more than Cameron. You think Riley going home is better for Corey?
I think it's only for the fact that like that side isn't even a side anymore at all. So Corey can kind of start to do his own thing, which I think could be good for him. He needs something.
That's true.
Outside of Jared and then Cirie. He's kind of another soldier for them too.
He currently is, which is not a bad idea right now. That side is going to do the best if no one clocks it, right? Like, who's going to be able to clock that Izzy is so important to both Jared and Cirie? Like people know that she's close to Cirie, but like there is a deeper meaning for it. There's a hidden layer to it. No one knows. Like they think Cirie will probably cut her, but like right now she can't do that, and she probably won't for the longest time. As much as she can, she will keep Izzy around because it just takes one mishap for Izzy to be like, these two are. I want her to do it so. I want Cirie. Unfortunately, I want Cirie to F up a little bit here and like kind of not care about Izzy enough where Izzy is being on the block and she's kind of like distancing herself and Izzy just laying down.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I wish for that to happen. That is prime TV where it's like, that would be chaos.
I do look forward to hopefully someday Izzy does something with that information.
I do want to see that. And I think Cirie wouldn't be mad about it in the end. If she did it.
Probably not. How about Nicole, who is another person similar to Corey in America?
I mean, I want Nicole, Corey, and America to be at the end at this point. I think they're the games. They play the games that I really love to watch. Not for entertainment, but for strategy. And I think like you don't want to peak too early, and they are far from peaking, right? And it's super, super fun to like imagine them simmering, like just waiting for things to happen, simmering, waiting, and connecting with people slowly and slowly. Like they have what it takes. Honestly, the three of them should get together and target separate, like Nicole with her side and like Corey with the middle, but America with like the Gen Zers more. Like that's a really good like trio. They should definitely recognize that.
Yeah,
but
Nicole doesn't trust either Corey or America, though, which I don't think she should trust.
She shouldn't, because you don't want the same people. I don't want the same people playing my game, right? Like when I played your Big Brother season, I didn't want Dee Dee because she was playing my game, and I wanted her gone.
But you were able to help each other towards the end to get further.
Well, because I couldn't get rid of her. Just like she couldn't.
I feel like she can work with Corey up to a point, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Corey is better at getting information than she is. Like she gets one-sided information, whereas Corey gets a little more deeper. Yeah,
I agree. And America gets more of the Gen Zer information. So the three of them together, it's just a balance. I mean, Corey doesn't benefit the most, but the two girls do.
I am enjoying Nicole though a lot. She is another type of game I like to watch. Very under the radar. I like her ranting to the cameras about
my favorite. She's so good at those one-liners, like where she's just like roasting the cast. Like it's so funny, and she's absolutely correct. Like every single person in this game is like, besides I guess Corey and America a little bit, but they're all like fumbling. Like they're just going ham every single day. Like they can't relax. Nicole's just like, what the like. Focus, stay focused. I love her.
How about Red?
I also like Red. And I didn't think I would. Like he was the bottom of my list for the longest time, forever. I thought he was going to act like a kind man and end up being terrible, right? Whereas I thought Hassam was the opposite, like super kind, but he turned out to be super assholey, right? I think Red is actually the person I thought Hassam would be. And I think Red is playing really well, despite his stupid connection with Cameron.
But that's helping.
But
Could help him.
it is helping him.
Because
So
if Cameron stays, Red is more powerful.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, why? like, what are you connecting with? I mean, I guess I don't know, but like Red isn't creepy at the moment, so I'm just like baffled.
I mean, they have that country connection, though. I'm not surprised.
I think that's what it is. But yeah, I love what Red's doing. I think Red is actually doing what Nicole, Corey, America is doing as well, but except that he's really not connecting too much on the other side besides Cameron. But it's like
he's not a target.
But he's not a target, and you don't really need to if you're already kind of in the middle in terms of like who to go after, right? Like he's not going to be in the top 3 of the professors to be targeted. So
if Cameron stays and Hassam goes home soon, I think Red is the new Jared, the dark horse to get far. Because
that's true.
I think Red will be in a really good spot.
And if he can articulate his game at the end, like that's super impressive. Right now, I'm seeing that he could be like a very close, like finalist, like top 5 kind of thing, but like just doesn't have the power or like the articulated like response to be like, I play the winning game.
Yeah.
So he needs to do a little more strategy, but socially and like where he is in the game right now, it's so great to watch. Like he's doing super well. Like he's not target at all. So
you touched upon it a little bit, but how about America?
I like her as well.
I do feel like of the 4 we just talked about, she has the weakest social care.
Okay, I was just gonna say, out of the ones that she is not only the weakest socially, but the weakest strategically. Like she has better potential, and I think she is aware. Actually super aware of where she is in the house. Mm-hmm. But to me, she's not really, it's one thing to know where you're at and how you're being perceived and stuff, but it's another to like actively use that for your benefit. And I don't know if she is able to translate that into like game making, like game moves, you know?
Yeah, well, for me, I feel like she is a floater only because she was forced into that spot, not because she actively tried to make it so. Like, I just don't feel like she ever connected with honestly almost anybody. Like I feel like she is a floater only because she's at the bottom of everything.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't think she actively put herself there, but I feel like I will say I think she did actively try to not play at all in the beginning, which is like because I think she is a fan enough to realize being so out there in the beginning, it's just not a great look. But she's not great at balancing the hidden communications and the hidden relationships. She's kind of just rolling along with things. And like she's waiting for the family style, whatever, the Gen Zers to like fall apart to do something, I feel. But by then it's too late. You're not building with Nicole that you had an okay relationship before. You're not building with Cirie. You're not building with anyone who like offered you like a kind of like a hand, you know, of like, let's work together. She never gave off great vibes of like, she's trustworthy for some reason.
It's true.
And it kind of sucks because I think she literally had that potential of like Cirie and Nicole and like all these people, even Hassam like really admires her as well. I don't know if he was just saying it to, you know, blow smoke over her ass, but like he did say that. And like America needs to capitalize on that and like actively continue to like build on that relationship with them. But I don't think she's doing that. And I don't even think she's cementing herself within the Gen Zers either to be like not expendable. So I am a little concerned for America. I do like her, but I do think out of the 4 that we mentioned, she's the worst of them.
I agree.
But I still I don't mind her. I think she should and could do well.
Next, genuinely the real wild card for me, that is Felicia.
You hate her? I love her.
I don't hate her.
Okay. I love her. I find her, I think she has a winning case.
She can.
I think she absolutely, like, she's actually so good at just clocking people without them feeling offended. Like, she laughed in Izzy's face when she, that's my favorite clip. It's when she, like, burst out laughing when Izzy's like, I hate that I can't hate
Oh my god,
Cameron.
that's my favorite
That
clip
is
of the
my
goddamn season.
favorite. There's so many things that Felicia has done that is like meme worthy, absolutely iconic. Like when she lists out the stuff that she wants from production about like kitchen ingredients, so funny. Like she's actually like so good. And she actually is also really good with like strategic wise. Like I know we mentioned how much she just like allows Cirie to play for her, but she does have good relationships with each person in the professors. I see her talking to these people like in a very like sincere way. She's pretty integrated and insulated in that group. So as long as they keep dominating, which it seems like Gen Zers can't do shit, like she has the best case to like float to the end. And like I think she's likable enough for people to vote for her, even if they don't even think she played the best game. But like she is so likable. And
she honestly has a lot going for her.
She has
including she has a similar thing to Matt, where I feel like she's underestimated despite
yeah.
her big personality.
I love watching Felicia. Like I think she could do really well. I'm glad the professors are a thing because I genuinely like them way more than the Gen Zers.
I don't like either group,
but when they get together, it gets nasty. Of like it's just pure stupidity of like just dunking on people, and they get a little cocky with it. But I do like them individually more.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, last and certainly least is Bowie.
Certainly least. I think I don't know what
she's nice, but like,
what is she doing in this game? I have never seen her talk that much in the feeds. Where is she? Where does she go? Does she fly to Australia every night? Like, what is happening? I don't know where she is in this game. I think that she thinks she's playing a Mimi / Corey / Red / America game.
I mean, I don't think she thinks that. I just think she's just kind of living day by day.
Maybe that is the ultimate strategy, though. Like maybe she is gonna be the last person standing just because no one thinks of her in the house.
Like who's gonna want to take her out in an HOH?
Who's gonna waste her HOH to take out a Bowie? But I don't know. Like that to me is pretty boring watching if she gets to the end. Like if it's just to me, if it's just Bowie and like Bowie and Matt and like America and Red, like if that's the final four, like I'm gonna be annoyed, honestly. Like it's not gonna be the most impressive win at all. So I do want her to do something. I want to see some personality. I don't know what it is yet. I'm not sure.
I would call her a GOAT, somebody you could take to the end, but at the same time, like, do you want to chance that? Like, because like we know there's certainly bitter juries all the time. And who's going to be mad at Bowie at the end of this game?
No one. And like, I just want to know what her personality is in the game. Is she cutthroat? Is she loyal? I can't tell. I don't know if she's loyal. Like,
I mean, I feel like so far, I guess you could say she's loyal.
But she never had like. There's not enough to be like to know what she's thinking on the inside. Like, you know, like what is her game plan? I don't know. I don't know if she has one. So I want to see it because it's a boring thing to have a player who is just there but has no semblance of like what they want to do. Like at least Cameron, delusional as he is, thinks he has this like warpath to the end where he wins. But like I don't know what Bowie's thinking. I don't know what she's doing. So
I need Hassam to like say something that offends her and starts a big fight, and then she retire her back or something.
I can't even imagine that. Like I don't know. She is so honestly. That's a great person to have in your life. Honestly, someone who isn't explosive in any type of way, but like in the game, I'm like I can't. What are you gonna do for me? Like I can't use you to have all these other conversations and all these other relationships to use. I can't even use you for that. Like you're only one number, and you're just one number. Like there's nothing you can persuade or like do strategically right now, which I need my allies to do. Like that's what people should like. I don't know if Cirie would ever need Bowie. Like who needs Bowie in this game?
Yeah, I hope they don't need her, but for now, she's not going to be a target. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know about Bowie.
Well, any final thoughts? Do you think Riley's going because she talks too much? Her new strategy is to say she could be the shield, basically, but which isn't the false, but she's just not good at talking.
I think Riley the only way. I mean, it's not impossible. This is not as bad as the Kirsten vote. I do think it's possible. What she needs to do is not talk to everyone about everything, and just have these one-on-ones, but keep that to yourself of like what you pitch to them. Don't tell everyone like, oh, I have this great plan. Like, don't do any of that. Don't do any of this like spreading stuff. Don't tell everyone you have the numbers. Like, just don't do that. Just go to each person and genuinely be like, I'm good for your game because I am that shield and Cameron won't be. And you just gotta go with that. Like, it's very like I did that multiple times. I didn't do anything else but say I'm your shield. Just put me up over and over again. Like, she just needs to say, put me up as a pawn. Let me go after Hassam. Let me be the shield. And that is it. Do not make a new alliance. Do not have all these like spreading around stuff. Like, just be quiet, but be effective.
I just don't know if she could learn to do that in 2 days.
No, she can't. All I need is Cameron to just like do something stupid. Like, maybe
say he's a Slytherin instead of a Hufflepuff.
Tell Riley he's gonna hit her again, or like tell her to call him daddy. I don't know what he could do. A lot of things that gets him off the show.
He keeps saying that daddy thing. Izzy's the only one that really comments on it. That it's weird.
It's so freaking weird. It's possible that Riley stays. I just don't see her being the one that does it. Like, I think other things could happen that Riley doesn't do that makes her stay. But she herself cannot get herself off this block. That's what I think. So,
I mean, I think production is going to try and save her, but I don't know. She might hurt herself too much, even for production to save her.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely true.
All right. Well, thank you, Alex. I'm sorry that your Gen Zers talk so goddamn much, but
so bad.
Maybe they'll get better as the season goes along.
It's too late. Even if one of them pulls out a win, I'll be like, you guys suck. I hate you guys.
There's plenty of game left.
There is.
Almost 90 days still.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's not over until it's over. But right now, I'm just super disappointed in them. So.
All right. Well, until next time.